sampling with the Roland SP-404 MK2. Today I'm going to use the Verse Lab and the MPC. The MPC is controlling the Verse Lab with Pad Perform, and we are going to record these sounds to a pad in the SP-404. We're going to sample them essentially and then make some sort of beat. In this, we're going to have all kinds of little small tips and small things to kind of help you get better with your sampling to the SP-404. So make sure you stay to the end so you can see everything that I have in store. You can see the final beat. Make sure you check out everything inside of the description. SP-404 Masterclass, SOUNDPACKS, and all kinds of cool stuff. So check that out. What's going on, guys? It's your brother OTG. The OTG's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. Today I have the SP-404 MK2. I have the Roland Verse Lab MV1 as a sound module / instrument. I have my MPC Live 2 playing the chord progressions or the pad perform to the Verse Lab via MIDI. One of the reasons why you could do this, people ask a lot of the time, why would you set this up, or why wouldn't you utilize the MV1 or the MPC? Each machine has its own sound. Therefore, utilizing different machines to do different things is very important. One thing that I just did is I put pad 1 and pad 2 on a mute group. So by pressing shift pad 8, I put those two pads on a mute group so that way they'll cut each other off. Traditional sampling. But yes, the SP has a specific sound, so does the Verse Lab, so does the MPC. So, you know, I could take the same samples for the Verse Lab. That's only one track for me to have that sound on. It would take up one track. If I sample it to the SP, it becomes one pad now. And the MV, I would have to resample it down, and then I would lose sample time for my vocals. And the MPC, that would be a plug-in channel. I would have to resample it and then apply it to a pad. Having the SP-404 MK2 already available, all I have to do is just record it straight to a pad, and now I have those sounds. So that is one of the reasons why you will record or sample certain notes straight over to your SP-404. This also helps you build your own library up of sounds inside of your SP-404, because you could utilize chromatic mode, and you can also copy sounds to different patterns as well. The next tip that I'm going to tell you guys is utilize your TR rec mode. You know, operate smarter when utilizing your SP. You could go in and do the monotonous things like your snare. Most of the time it's going to be on 5 and 13. You could go ahead and place your snare. You could place your hi-hats. You could place your open hi-hats. You could place your claps. And then you could come back in and play your drums and give yourself a little bit of variation. Well, utilizing the TR rec, if you were to double the pattern out, then you could go back into TR rec and change and make some different variations in the same loop. So my advice would be to get familiar with TR rec, do most of your basic sound placement there, save yourself the trouble, you know, especially if you sample in sounds and you want them to start right on the 1, go ahead and use TR rec mode, put it on the 1, and then you can utilize the live play mode to do your drums and other stuff. So, you know, another tip when using TR rec is that you don't have to worry about the velocity. If you don't want to make specific velocity notes or changes per note, but you want to change the overall volume up and down of a sound, you can do that outside of TR-Rec mode by just pressing pitch and speed. Alright guys, so here's another good tip. If you hold down the encoder knob and push a pad, you can select that pad without triggering the sound. So, you know, I'll do that here in a little bit. I'll go over to pitch and speed. You see I'm pushing it down. And now when I click a pad, I can start to change some parameters of that pad while everything else is planned. What that does is that helps keep the workflow and keep everything going. That allows you to make some basic changes, like I want to change the level of the main sound. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to match that by doing it on another pad. Now, one of the things to remember is when you're in different screens, different button combinations do different things. So what you want to do is just kind of exit out. If you get in the wrong screen, don't press OK, because there is no undo. You know, so make sure you just kind of back up, get out of there, and get back to what you're trying to do. So what I want to do now is I found this lead sound. The reason why I like using the Verse Lab as well is I have all of the MPC plugins, but you can also see I have the TR Success right above my MPC. That gives me a bunch of drum sounds and the ability to create drums. That good. And I have the Verse Lab, and the Verse Lab also comes with 3,000 plus sounds. Now that takes everything that I need to be standalone. I have the ability to do it between the Verse Lab, the TR Success, and the plugins on the MPC. So a great tip for what we're about to do now is I want to record that in, and I want to add it inside of my beat. But what I did is I made a mistake. What you need to learn how to do is go to press Shift and EXT source. Use your middle encoder knob, and then you want to turn that from mix to external source. And what will happen is you will be able to record only the external source coming in, not the whole beat. So the next thing that I want to tell you guys is you want to make sure that you are familiar with Shift Pad 10. That is your count in. And what that does is, you know, when you're recording your samples in, you want to have yours on count in wait. When you are recording in, say something you want to play over your beat at the same time, like I want to play the sound right here, you can see that I lost it from not being prepared. You'll have your count in. And what that does is you can set it at 1 bar or 2 bars, and that gives you the ability to come in and be right on the 1. So I'm going to utilize that now. I'm going to trigger it. You can see it's counting down. Now I'm going to play my sound in. I'm going to play it until the end of the 2nd bar. I'm going to let it play just a little bit over so I have some room to loop. Now I'm going to turn the gate off, and then what I'm going to do is go to my TR-Rec, like I said, and select it and put it on pad 1. So now it should play from pad 1 to both bars. Because I want this video to remain short, I'm not going to go in and edit the start point. But there is a little bit of a glitch with the SP when you record stuff in. Sometimes it feels like at the beginning, it does put a little bit of a pause there. So what you could do is either move the start point or move the start in TR-Rec. What I'm going to do is just turn the volume down. You see right now, I was having an issue because it wasn't looping. But one of the things with beat making or creating beats is you need to be able to problem solve on the fly. So what I realized is I have the loop button lit up. You can see it. And once I figured that out, it loops in time. See? So now we turn that off and we're good to go. So the last thing that I want to do is show you something else that is extremely important, which is creating your patterns and being able to stem out your patterns. So right now I have this as the main pattern. What I want to do is copy that over. I'm going to press remain. You see what's playing or program is lit up, so I'm going to select it. I accidentally selected pad 3, but I don't want that. I'm going to show you how it works. We hit copy. Now when I play it, it's the same as pattern 1. What I'm going to do is go to TR-Rec and just take that note off, and then we're good. That's what I was telling you earlier about being able to use TR-Rec to go in and make quick edits. So now I'm going to press copy, press remain, and let's utilize just the sample with no bass, the pad with no bass and the drums. So now I have that on pad 3 for pattern 3. Now on pattern 4, let's just make it with the kick drum and the sample, and that's it. And this is a quick way you can make your patterns, and you can switch your patterns and be able to start to build pretty quickly on the SP-404 MK2. There's a bunch of different other tips. You know, there's a bunch of different button combinations. One that I learned today that was extremely important. If you hold the effect and then press remain, it will hold the effect on and stay on the screen. If you press remain first and then press the effect, you can set the parameters on the effect without turning on the effect. So the SP-404 has a lot of ways that you could utilize it. Hopefully these tips right here helped you out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you check out the description. 30 plus button combinations and the SP-404 Masterclass and sounds available right now. Have a great day. It's your brother.